Where's the gun? Do you see it?
Oh,
Do you see it?
I think it's fairly obvious.
I'm you. You're always like, where's the gun?
So funny.
Do you see it? Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the Glock 19 Gen 5 MOS. Here it is. And we're going to talk about why everyone should have one. And we also have
a Ruger RXM, which is basically a Glock essentially, but they partnered with Magpul. This is the Gen 3 variant, but it's a Ruger made product. So takes Glock mags as well. And we're going to go over basically the basics of both of these guns and why everyone should own at least a Glock 19 or a Ruger RXM.
All right, I'm going to start with the Glock 19. And this is the Gen 5 MOS. It has the plastic sights that come with it. A lot of people replace these for metal sights, and it has the cutout for a red dot. So you can put a red dot on there if you prefer. This gun is a compact, so you can conceal it pretty well.
Fairly okay.
Yeah.
Not like I can conceal it like 10 times better than you, obviously, but you could put it in like a fanny pack for someone your size, like one of those front fanny packs.
Yeah. So it's not a huge gun, but it is bigger than a lot of guns that people like to use for concealed carry.
Like
a lot of people like what?
Like the 43X?
Oh yeah, I really like the 43X. It is thinner and more concealable. I do love that gun, but those smaller guns, even though people think they're fun and they might be, a lot of women are more drawn to them because they're smaller, they can be a lot more snappy. This gun shoots a lot softer.
Is that bigger grip? It's a little bit larger, right?
Yep. It has a bigger grip and it shoots a lot softer. And when I hold this grip, the first thing I think is this is huge, but I love shooting it. It's a lot of fun to shoot. So I'm gonna shoot this really quick right now and see how it does.
All right, give it a try.
I really wanted to get those little ones, but I didn't.
Well, let me give it a try and see. I do like Glock quite a bit, but everyone should own a Glock, right? Because they've been around forever, right?
They've been around almost as long as you have.
I think they're like 37 years old. 1988, I believe, is when the Glock 19 came out, which is cool. And it's been probably one of the most popular concealed carry pistols on the market for, gosh, 20-something years until the SIG P365 came along and took its place. But it's still the second most common gun out there. And that's why we're talking about this today, because you can find Glock magazines everywhere. And that's the cool thing about the Ruger RXM too, is what we're shooting. It'll take the Gen 5 Glock mags, Gen 4, Gen 3, and you can find parts and accessories and all sorts of stuff. And they're not a bad price either. These come in right around 600 plus or minus, and which is you know, kind of middle of the road. It's not low end of the road, but it's not super high either. But let's shoot it. I've never shot the Glock 19 as good as other models, but I still love it because you can just find so many magazines and options for it, right? Very soft shooting. That's why I like it, because even though it's a compact, that bigger grip and the bigger barrel and a little bit heavier slide is going to be a lot softer shooting. So for women, great for home defense or you know, having your car, just make sure you're protected. We're in the woods for hiking. They're just a really great gun for that. But next up, we're going to shoot the Ruger RXM and see if you know, see the difference. I got an optics mounted on this one. My wife's going to shoot it first, but we have the Holliston 407C. It's a little solar optic. And then, yeah, we'll let her talk about it first before I shoot it. But let me switch these out. I got a concealed carry holster right here. It fits either gun. That's the cool thing. There's a bazillion Glock holsters out there, and it really actually hides fairly well for how large it is. And I'm not the biggest person, but I can still fairly hide it, even with that big optic. But the Glock will definitely hide a little bit better, just because I don't have the optic on there. So then you can really actually conceal it quite a bit better. Hey, stop making fun of me back there. I'll give this to you. You can shoot this RXM See how it feels. First up, what's your impressions just by gripping it? Does it feel different?
Feels slightly different than the Glock, but not much. I feel like they feel pretty similar. Their grip size is about the same size. They're both big grips.
Yeah, both going to be the same size because it's a copy of the Glock 19, right? The Ruger RXM has a little bit more of a cant, similar to like the 1911 style of pistol. That's kind of interesting. So we'll see how well my wife can shoot this one. But I'll take that back for you.
All right, it has a green dot on here. I think I'm going to take a little longer on this one than I did on the Glock, even though I already wasn't a fast shooter. But it takes me a little bit to line up the sight with the green dot. Aw.
Try one for the firearm one again. Just do a nice steady shot.
Okay.
Really close. You nicked it.
Okay, I'll try this one. I'm shaking a little. Ah.
There you go.
Got it.
All right.
All right.
What'd you think of that one?
I love shooting it. It's a lot of fun.
There's something about that RXM. I just love the way it shoots. I do like the way the Glock shoots too. It has a double spring in the Glock that kind of makes it softer shooting. This one has the single spring, but
Do you know what is
does
fun?
it feel the same to you?
I really like pulling the slide back on this one.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just really fun when you pull it back. It's like, it's
Maybe
easy.
because it has the texturing is better.
I don't know.
So if you compare like the texturing on each one, like the Glock is a little bit thinner texturing, not as aggressive, and this one's a little bit more aggressive and slanted. Easier to pull back the slide maybe.
I think they're both equally fun to shoot though.
Yeah,
I like them both.
Definitely both equally fun to shoot. Both are really fun. I'm gonna try the RXM now. All right guys, now we have the Ruger RXM, and what makes this pretty special honestly is the price. And I've put thousands of rounds through this single gun right here. This thing has, I don't even know, 4,000 or 5,000 rounds through it. I've shot it through so many videos and comparisons and just for fun, and my friends have shot it a little bit, and then yeah, it's just really cool. But what makes this special is that the price, not just because it's in the budget option of like a Glock 19, because the Glock 19 is around $620-ish, or maybe plus or minus, depending on where you're at, depending on sales and all that. But the Ruger is like $400 to under $500, and it takes the same magazines, it shoots really good, and it has a modular optic system. So unlike the Glock, which usually requires a plate to mount an optic on it, the Ruger has little pins, and you can mount everything directly straight to the slide. So you can co-witness your sights with that dot, which is really cool. This is a green dot on there. You can also get red dots as well. But yeah, for the price and have the modular, oh yeah, there's one more thing. It's a modular pistol too. So for $400 and some, this thing can be switched out with different grips. So you can do compact, which is just this size. You could do subcompact, and you can also do a full-size grip. So the grips from Magpul are like $39, and you can change up the size. So if you want it even smaller for concealed carry, you can buy another grip for $39. You can make this a subcompact, or if you want it like the Glock 17 size, you can get that grip for $39. So this is a really great option for the money, I think, and I've had zero issues with it. I've had no failures of any kind, and it does have a flared mag well on the bottom too. I really like that. Great trigger. But yeah, just an awesome option. This is why you should own a Glock, because everyone copies Glock, and there's a bazillion Glock knockoffs out there, and it doesn't matter what variant you have. But I think the best are the Glock 19. Doesn't matter the generation, Gen 3 and up probably, and the RXM is probably the best variant of an actual Glock 19. But we're gonna shoot it, see how it feels. All right. I'm nicking. I'm shooting the Glock better. All right. There we go. And this also has better sights. It has iron sights on there compared to plastic sights. So you were actually shooting the Ruger better, and I was shooting the Glock better, which is weird because it's usually opposite for me, but I guess it just depends on the day, right? Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to add to this?
Yeah.
You want to talk about the Ruger or the Glock?
I wanted to say something about the Ruger. You were talking about the grip modules and how you can replace them.
Yeah.
Well, also you can get them in 4 different colors. Well, blah colors.
They're man colors.
Slightly ugly colors. So I do think it'd be great if Ruger could come out with some colors for us ladies.
More girly.
Yeah,
because Glock does
some
make
better colors. Not even more girly, just better.
just
not
better
as
colors
ugly.
besides just all dark.
Wait,
Well,
those are your
the
colors.
Glock 19 is cool too because Glock does make, and a bunch of people make different colored pistols and slides and all sorts of stuff you can get for the Glock 19. They're so customizable, it's crazy. And then this will take anything, the RXM will take any Gen 3 part, and there's tons of them out there. So you can customize this like crazy. Different barrels, slides, all sorts of fun stuff. But honestly, the way it is, I think it's fantastic. What do you think about that?
I liked it the way it is. Yeah,
And I
it's a
like
good
that.
gun.
I honestly have never had a problem with plastic sights. I know if you probably dropped it a lot, which you shouldn't be doing anyway, you probably would have damage to them eventually. But honestly, I've owned a lot of Glocks and I've never had any issues with the sights. So yeah, that's the main reason you should get a Glock 19. They're just so universal. There's parts and they're cheap and they're everywhere out there. That's why you should get one. But they're not my favorite gun at all. Like, are they your favorite gun at all?
The Glock 19?
Yeah.
I never thought of it as my favorite gun.
They're
It
just
doesn't-
fun. Yeah.
Oh, so at first it sounds like you're saying everyone should own a Glock 19, like it's your very top #1 gun. But it's just highly accessible to get, and there's a lot of options with it.
Magazines are inexpensive compared to other guns. They're like, they come in around like $20 something compared to like $60 for like SIGs. The SIG P365 has really taken over this size category, but still, these are a great home defense car gun, woods gun. You can carry it on the hip holster. You can even carry concealed carry like I have it in this sweet little thin little tactical like holster there. These are really excellent. I think this one is called the N8 Tactical. It was around 50 bucks, but I love it for this Glock because it's so thin, barely feels like I have the holster on. Yeah, but everyone should own a Glock 19 or at least a Ruger RXM, guys, because this is essentially the same exact thing, way better price point.
Yeah.
And you can customize it. You can have it shorter and longer. That's why you should own a Glock 19 or the Ruger RXM.
You really can't tell the difference in shooting it. It's
No.
funny that it's cheaper because it is literally
It feels
like,
exactly the same.
feels like the same gun pretty much to me.
It really does. But I do like the grip on that a little bit better. I like the way it feels in my hands a little bit better. And the mag release is a little better. But we can go on all day because it's just fun to get out there and have fun and practice shooting and be safe, right? Always practice.
Yes, if you haven't taken a safety class, you definitely should. If you're a new shooter or if you...
Just need more practice because you haven't shot in a while.
If you're a new shooter or if you just have never taken a gun safety class or a concealed carry class, definitely do that.
Definitely do it. We love you guys. Thanks for staying with us in this video. Hope you enjoyed. Why everyone should have a Glock, right?
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.